Okay, so good morning again, everyone. So for our discussion for today, I will be discussing again the chapter 4 of your actual research or your thesis, which is the results and discussion in a qualitative research. Now, our discussion for today will provide or provides an in-depth explanation of how to actually write the results and discussion for your chapter 4, okay, FOUR, not FOR, for your qualitative research. Although we have talked about this, no, paulit-ulit, but I have to be able to talk about this one so as you will be clear on how you're going to write your chapter 4. So this will cover the meaning of your results, the role of discussion, and how to present your themes, and use the direct quotations coming from your participants, how to incorporate citations, and to ensure clarity. And hopefully, I'll be able to show you how to write your chapter 5 and the conclusion recommendations, as well as the important components of a research abstract, which you will be doing later on. Now, for reference, again, you can go to the library and check on the actual thesis that was conducted by the previous grade 11 students. They're now grade 12 and the graduates. So as you will be familiar, so that you will be familiarized on how they're able to write the results in discussion. So these are some of the learning outcomes of our discussion for today. And we need to talk about results in a qualitative research because this will present the very core findings drawn from the participants and the narratives and their experiences and even their opinions. And that's why the research questions or the questionnaires that you have created, they're very important. They're vital for you to be able to extract or get the relevant answers for the research questions that you have created. And these findings are not numerical. Again, there is no percentages that is involved. Instead, there are patterns and there are categories and the themes created from your actual analysis. And I think one of your classmates said, Gerard can already see some of the patterns, no? And the actual themes. Now, I was telling you before, when the data starts to talk to you already, kunyari, paulit-ulit yung binabasa, for example, yung table nyo for the coding, the categorizing of your data and the themes, paulit-ulit yan binabasa nyo, it will later on, you'll be able to see later on na, ay, ito pala yung mga sinasabi nila. Dami-dami nilang sinabi. Ito lang pala yun. No? They have similar words, phrases, or sentences or thoughts. They would just mean ganito. Okay? So, when you have categorized it, they're saying na ganito. Later on, you translate that to a theme, meaning that theme itself will try to encapsulate or formally explain, okay, what they are trying to say in relation to the answer to your actual research question. Now, the results aim to reveal what participants said, felt, and experienced, staying close to their actual words. Now, that's the result part. Now, in the discussion, it interprets the meaning of your results. So it explains why the findings matter, connects them with existing literature. Again, why the findings matter, and you try to connect them with existing literature. And this can be found in your RRL. Kaya I was telling you, if this cannot be found in your RRL, you have to look for it and add it to your RRL. And that's why I am upset every time I would see just 2 pages or even 3 pages of the RRL. Kasi you cannot substantiate or hindi mo yan mapapatunayan na it's really an authentic study kasi nga ang literature mo 3 pages lang. In reality, but this is not recorded in any research books or literature. In reality, in the actual thesis or master's or dissertation defense, no, the number of literature would be like 8 or more pages. Pinakamarami, mga 15 or 20 pages na double space. And that's why if there are only 3 pages, it seems that the researcher have not really exhausted all efforts to secure the necessary literature information for the study. Now, the discussion gives depth analysis and scholarly insight to the themes that emerge. Ibig sabihin ng scholarly, hindi lang to basta-basta. That this comes really from researchers, from the body of knowledge, from different authors. Now, in the creation of your results and discussion, normally, chapter 4, results and discussion, meron kayo dong paragraph of explaining the introduction and the discussion. For example, these are some of the examples. I'll just take one. This chapter presents the results of the study based on the collected narratives of the students as they navigate their academic experiences. The themes generated from their responses highlight their challenges, motivation, and coping mechanisms. Each theme is supported by participant quotations and explained using related literature. So in the paragraph, you will have to give parang a brief introduction of what your results and discussions is all about. Okay? And then from the introductory paragraph, you proceed with stating your research question. So, for example, research question number 1 is, what are the lived experiences of grade 12 students in preparing for college? Now, reason for stating the research question is that including the research question at the beginning of your chapter 4 ensures that the readers clearly understand the focus of the analysis. So it aligns the presentation of the findings with your purpose. Remember the purpose statement, and guides the interpretation of your themes and strengthens the connection between your results and your objectives, which is your aims. So magkakoconnecta yan, again, from your aims, from your purpose statement, from your research questions. Next would be the themes. Now, the themes with descriptions. Now, pagkatapos ng research question, ng themes in your actual results and discussion, your research question, your theme, your research, the introductory part of your results and discussion, the research question, and then later on yung theme. So dapat makikita yung theme that you will be creating, whether isang theme lang yan, or isa or dalawa yan or tatlo. It doesn't matter. Okay? So for example, theme number 1, navigating uncertainty. For example, ito yung theme na na-create dun sa research. You will have to explain it. So this theme reflects students' feelings of confusion, blah, blah, blah. Participants share the lack of exposure to real career environments made decision-making difficult. Pwede yung ganyan. Now, if you can look also for a citation that would explain the theme, the better also. And then the direct quotation. Hindi nyo nalalagyan yung for example, yung iba nga introductory paragraph, the themes you have to state it in the actual answer. Now, the direct quotation, hindi nyo na kailangan lagay yung direct quotation for the participants. Walang ganon. If you take a look at the thesis of the students, of the past students with research 1, wala talaga nilalagay doon na direct quotation for participants. Ilalagay nyo na mismo doon yung direct quotation, the theme, what the theme is all about, explanation, yung quotation, and the explanation of the quotation. Ayan. Tapos, you will have to put the quotations, but there is a way to be able, you have to be able to connect all of the quotations. Hindi po pwedeng i-outline yan. You will not just place the direct quotations, but you will state it like a sentence or a paragraph. Direct quotations allow readers to hear the participants' voices, and this will have to enhance the credibility, support your themes, and provide authentic evidence for the researchers' interpretations. Now, after the direct quotation would be the citations. Now, the citations that you will be providing will help explain the meaning of your themes by connecting the findings to existing literature, Now, validate the themes, showing alignment with previous research, and provide scholarly support for the interpretation. So these are some of the reasons why citations are important. So they will strengthen the credibility of your discussion. Hindi lang basta-basta na sinabi mo lang, because this is based on someone else's work or scholarly work or research. They will demonstrate the research understanding of related studies. They connect the findings to a broader academic conversations, and they validate the themes with scholarly evidence. And they will show whether the findings confirm or contradict earlier research. So these are some of the reasons why generally chapter 4 must be clear. Clear presentation ensures that readers understand how findings answer the research questions. So it improves the trustworthiness of your study. Hindi lang basta from the literature, it comes from the participants. It prevents misinterpretation of participants' experiences. Kasi nga, i-redirect nyo with the literature, the scholarly literature that you will be collecting. Strengthens the basis for conclusion and later on your recommendations. And it makes the study useful for policymakers or educators and even the future researchers. Now, that's chapter 4. Now, in your chapter 5, the conclusion recommendation. So your conclusion, you will have to summarize the major findings and explains why they meant in relation to the research question. Now, the recommendation propose actions, improvements, or future directions based on the study's findings. So, conclusion normally, you can put this in 1 or 2 paragraphs, and in the recommendations, you can do the recommendations based on the research questions. Okay. Or pwede rin naman, ang ginagawa ng iba, they base their recommendations, remember doon sa significance of the study, parang ganun. Okay? The recommendations for the specific group of people that your study will be significant or would be used in the future. So this is ways to present your conclusion recommendation. The summary based on your research questions, your themes, implications for the practice, the policy, suggestion for future research, for program development, action plan, or even participant-driven insights. So these are some of the ways, okay? This is not conclusive. These are some of the ways that you can do your conclusions and recommendations. Now, I'd like you to be able to check also the actual thesis of the former students, so as you will be guided as well. And then, another important part of your research is your abstract. The abstract normally is created when you have finished your paper, which you will be doing later on. It's a short summary of your entire research paper containing the background, purpose, methods, findings, and the conclusion. Normally, mga ano yan, 300 to 500 words. So these are the important elements of an abstract that should be seen. The background introduces your topic. The purpose, state the research problem. Okay. Or yung purpose statement ninyo. The method, identify the design and the participants. The results, you have to state later on the important key themes. Okay. And the conclusion, the brief insight. And more importantly, the keywords. Normally, mga ano yan, mga 3 or 4, mga 5, okay, 4 or 5 keywords that should be seen below your abstract. So these are some of the examples, pero napaka-ikli nito. For example, abstract number 1, the qualitative study explored the lived experiences of students preparing for college under the K-12 curriculum. Using phenomenology, interviews were conducted with 12 grade 12 students from the different strands, and the analysis produced 3 main themes: navigating yan, and building confidence through school activities, Findings suggest a need for enhanced career guidance programs to support this students' decision making. Okay, I think those are the important things that you have to bear in mind. Now, from time to time, if kunyari natapos nyo na, if you can approach me in the office if I'm around para I would be able to check. Okay? Um uh Anyway, tomorrow we'll be able to meet up naman, no? Basta't I'm available in the office, okay? I-check nyo lang if I am there so I may be able to scan briefly, okay, your actual research. That's very important, ha? There are a few students naman na nagugulat na lang ako na um, yung actual research questionnaires and the questions biglang nag-appear na hindi ko naman nakita yung the actual process, no, of the creation of the literature chapter 1. Hindi ganon, when you do research, that's why mahabang proseso yung research. Remember, from the day 1 that we have met, from the creation of your chapter 1, 2, 3, okay, now you're doing in chapter 4 and chapter 5. Hindi ganon. When you create a research, hindi yung ibibigay mo lang yung research questions. That's not the way how to do research. It involves a process. And I am giving you really much time for you to be able to do it because research is really, you have to involve yourself in the actual writing. Okay? Ano to, more of you being able to, now that we are in the chapter 4, to organize your data already and be able to use the data in hopefully being able to answer the research questions, and later on, when you have analyzed it and you have organized it, then yun na, that's the actual thesis that you have conducted, of course, which need to be presented within a group of experts to validate, okay, your actual research. Okay, I think that's it for our meeting for today. Okay, sige, can you kindly switch on your camera for our attendance? Okay, sige. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh, one last pa pala. Please don't email me dun sa mga sagot ninyo, ha. I need a printed copy para na-verify ko yun. And of course, when I check it, I would always put the signature on it, no? Para kasi, of course, the papers that you submit to me, those are your quizzes. Those are your quizzes. Those are important requirements in your research class. Okay, so don't forget, please don't email. I'm not allergic to emails, but in research, kailangan ko kasi makita yon. Okay, it will be difficult when I reply in the email, especially when doing research. I think yun lang, class. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, everyone.